screens are beautiful additions, both indoors and out, but combining it with a living wall, that takes contractor Chris McGimsie's expertise. Please welcome him. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
So when you are hanging out, you know, maybe having a drink on your porch or your backyard, often if you are right beside people on both sides, you can see. They can see into your yard, you can see into theirs, and so it's nice to have privacy.
100%.
But we are all about greenery as well.
Exactly.
So you combine the two and come up with this amazing living wall, which I think it's such a lovely construction.
Thank you.
And not expensive.
Not expensive at all. So as you can tell, these are just like average skids and pallets that you can get pretty much at any big box store or building supply store.
Yep.
Now some places, depending on the quality of the skid, they're going to want money for them. A lot of them are rentals, but ask your guys, go through the pile. For the most part, they just throw them out.
Yeah, so usually this is garbage.
Usually this is garbage, and so these ones here, I picked out 6 that were more or less the same shape or size.
Yeah.
And they gave them to me for free. So those didn't cost us anything. Obviously, we had to buy the paint, and then we had to get all the planter boxes, but it's something that really anybody can do. And the nice thing is about this, it's a temporary thing.
Yeah.
You know, if you lived in a rental or if you lived in a condo, this is not something permanent and doesn't cost a lot of money, and it kind of creates that privacy that we've talked about.
Yes.
You know, like living in really tight quarters, depending where you live. It's almost like your roommates with your neighbors.
It kind of is.
Right?
So what I like about this is I like the height. Because your fence, your permanent fence can only be a certain height. You can't go beyond a certain height. Your privacy, like your privacy screen can be as high as you want. So
exactly.
this is a nice height.
And you can take this with you. You know, you can make it really any shape or size. We just, you know, found some things online and a lot of things that I'd seen in my travels. So this is what we came up with. This can really be changed any way that you want to do it.
Lovely. Okay, so fairly easy to do. How long did that whole project take you?
This took us probably, I'd say about 6 or 8 hours to sand it, paint it, build it, assemble it, 2 of us. But
yes, that's amazing.
Take more time. So we'll get into the demo
so it'll take me a week, but still, that's pretty good.
Right. Okay, so after you selected, you know, the best pallets possible, you're going to want to give them a little bit of love, a little bit of TLC. You can see this one's a little bit rough.
Yeah.
So I want to hit it with the belt sander first. I recommend the belt sander because it's a little more aggressive.
Okay.
So safety first. We're going to put on our safety glasses.
Right.
And I'm going to give it a light belt sanding just to clean off like some of the high spots, right? Kind of get a bit of a smoother finish, right? So we belt sanded it, get all the rough spots out, and then you'll see in some cases, you know, they tend to split apart, right?
Yeah.
So maybe you want to take a couple of screws. We're going to jump in here, Tracy. Screw it, nail it together, right?
Okay, so that's just to reinforce
just
it
to
a little
reinforce
bit.
it. Like I was finding, we were even putting up the demo today that they come apart, right? They just shoot together with nails.
Yeah.
So we're going to screw it together. In some cases where there's some splitting, I shot some glue in there and the pin nail to hold all together. So now that we've beefed up the structure of this thing, we want to get it really tight because you don't want to go to this effort, put it all up, and have it fall apart.
That's right.
So then we're going to paint it.
Okay.
What we use here is I'm using a really good, high quality interior exterior primer. I'm going to leave that white, but you could paint it afterwards. So this is a really good primer.
Okay.
You'll have to excuse the, you know, my hands. I'm covered in paint.
You're a working man.
I'm a working
Never
guy. And I was
apologize
saying,
for
like,
that.
would you trust a contractor if you didn't have gnarly hands, right? Those are the hands of a working man right there. Okay. So just basically going to be liberal with the paint. This is really excellent primer. It came from our friends at Benjamin Moore. Like I said, interior, exterior, you could just leave it like that. It should be all season. But if you want to paint to any of your color or the kind of aesthetic you got going on outside, totally do that. There's
nothing better than a primer that goes on opaque like that because you don't have to do anything else with it if you just want the white. But this is really lovely if you want to be a little bit creative and go with some of the pastels that are hot right now.
Absolutely.
You can go with green so it all, you know, is camouflage when you put your planters on there and your plants.
This stuff here can be tinted, right? This primer can be tinted.
That's true.
So after we painted this, right? Really simple. We got these little planters from Canadian Tire.
Yep.
And then all we really did was we just screwed them into the skids.
Yes.
And then we got all these faux plants. Those are actually faux greenery from our friends at HomeSense.
Yeah.
And I think they're good. It's low maintenance, really quick, easy, effective job.
Very low maintenance. Now I'm going to mention just a thing about these. These are super lightweight.
Super lightweight.
And if you're, you know, even though you've reinforced and you've used the wood glue, it's nice to get something that's lightweight because you don't want to be putting extra stress on this.
Exactly. And if you were to use real plants, I would recommend with those to drill a couple holes in the bottom.
Right.
Right? Because if the plants get wet, you get root rot, and I think it's key just to drill the holes, let it drain. But for these faux plants,
yes,
just forget about it.
Very good project. You can go to cityline.tv for all the instructions.